So I brought the laser because I moved here from Michigan, and we moved from a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house to an 840 square foot condo. And I had a garage and a basement, and I don't anymore. So I was looking for somewhere to put it, and I asked a couple of places, and they said, yeah, we'd like it. And then they talked to their board, and they said, ooh, too much liability or something. I tried the Ocala Library. I live in Ocala. I tried the Ocala Library. I tried the Boys and Girls Club. I tried a community center. And then I went online, and I found you guys. And I liked the idea that I have 24/7 access to it if it was here. So I came up and talked to Chris a couple weeks ago, and he said he thought that would be a good fit. And he would talk to everybody, board, whoever he had to, and then I've been texting with him, and he said, okay, bring it. Because I had it up in North Florida at my mom's house up by Pensacola. So I was coming back, and I brought it, and we've got it hooked up here now. So the difference between it and the one you already have, yours is about 8.5 by 11, and this one is 12 by 24. So you can do bigger projects. And I think it's a little more of an industrial type. It's a better machine. Here's something we made the other day when we were testing it out. I like making signs and hanging them. It's just a saying. How long did it take, Chris? 30 minutes?
Yeah, about 32 minutes.
Yeah, it took 32 minutes to do this. Then another thing. Yeah, you want to pass it around? You can. I haven't even, I like the burnished look, so I didn't mask it. I just let the machine burn it a little bit around the edges. That's what all that is. There's no finish on it or anything. It's just raw wood. So now I would spray it with a finish. But another thing, this is just a floor tile. But we had some classes up in Michigan for the kids, and my nephew, his name is Kyle, and he made this. It's just got a thing. It's just for on your counter next to your stove. So when you have a hot pot and all your burners are full and you need somewhere to set it, you can move it over onto here. So you need a tile that's dark, and then some tiles are light all the way through. It doesn't work because nothing shows up. What you're doing is cutting through the light stuff so they can see the dark stuff. And you can pass that around too. So yeah, then I brought a bunch of tiles that I found that were the right kind, and they have them and I gave them to these guys. And I have some pieces of wood in there that were extra that I gave too. And this is a project I'm working on right now. It's called a Dymaxion Globe, and it was designed by Buckminster Fuller, and it's I thought it looked really cool on the internet, except they had screws in to hold it together, and I didn't like that look. So I wanted to see how it looked without the screws, so I made one with duct tape. That's what this is. But I like the look of it. I decided I wanted to work on it.
How'd you close this last section?
The last section, I took a triangle, a little smaller than this, or about the same size, and I put 2 holes in it with the laser, and I got a dowel the right length, and then I put a triangle on top of it with holes, and then I could press against it. So there's actually a dowel in here. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm working on trying to figure out a way with magnets and stuff to hold it together on the inside. So the laser's available, but like I said, I showed Chris, and I think Cayman has been doing it too, how to use it. So you need to take a class or whatever, schedule a time with them to teach you how to use it if you want to use it. Because you need to know how to clean the lenses. You have to do it pretty often because it gets smoke. Otherwise, when they get smoky or they get something on them, then it doesn't cut as well. But anybody have any questions?
Will the laser mark the tile directly, or do you have to have some other thing in the process?
No, I marked the tile directly, but I can't remember what the settings were. My nephew gave us that years ago. So with these tiles, all you do is you just take one of the small ones and draw a bunch of circles and make them different colors, and then make the black one like a speed of, and a power of 100, and then the next one 80, and just, And then what I recommend, what we did up north, but I haven't been, we had a thing called a Fab Lab up there that I helped get. We got the first one in the state of Michigan, which is kind of cool. So anyhow, we would put a big, just put a big sign up there that says 1/4-inch plywood, speed, power, so that, and then paper, because you can make, for 2 of my daughter's best friends I made her wedding invitations because they wanted little cutouts of roses and stuff, and and you can even crease the paper. You can make it so gentle that it makes it so it folds really good. It doesn't cut through on paper if you use the settings right to make the power low enough.
How long does it take to make the picture on the tile?
I don't know how long that one took. I wouldn't think it would take that much longer because if you look at the one on the tile, there's two different ways on the laser you can cut. You can vector cut, which means draw lines, or you can raster, which means dig out stuff like the words on that sign, and on the tile, you can't really raster. They're all vector. So even when they did letters, they outlined the letters. And vector cutting is a lot faster. So I wouldn't have think it would take, it might take a half hour like that sign did. But that's just a guess. Could be 15 minutes. I don't know. It's not going to be like hours and hours like a 3D printer or something, though.
What kind of materials does it work best with, or have you used with it?
I've used it a lot with I use birch-faced plywood, which is what's on that. Like I've made map puzzles with it, and I've used that a lot. It cuts acrylic really nice too, because it's hot, so it kind of rounds the corners. It's nice when you'll like the finish when you get it. And then I brought some leather for them to try, because people do that. It can't cut metal. I think it can etch like anodized aluminum or something. You can etch on some things. Some of the kids were etching designs, Star Wars designs and stuff on their laptop covers. They put their laptops in there and doing that kind of thing up in the Fab Lab. But yeah, it's really nice. I wouldn't say it's good for much more than 1/4-inch plywood. I've used it for 3/8, but you get a lot of
cutting all the way through, you're saying?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it doesn't go out. You have to cut a lot of pieces, and then you'll lose 10%. You'll lose a good percentage of them because you can't punch them out because it doesn't go all the way through. Yeah, because you have to slow it down so much for the thicker stuff like that. But and the tile is just etching too. You can't cut through on that. Any other questions? Okay, well, if any of you want to do it, talk to Chris. Although I think he's leaving pretty soon, but you'll have to talk to Cayman probably, huh?
Yeah, we'll have some classes coming up for members to get trained on that. I'm still playing around figuring out like the curriculum for that, but I'm hoping to get them started probably next week actually. So we can get a few people in and trained, and then the knowledge can start spreading. So keep an eye out for those upcoming classes.
Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay.